All right, good afternoon, everyone, or good morning, whatever the case may be. Today is Wednesday, October 5th, 2011, and we're going to make a quick review here of what we went over in the morning session, do a quick recap of the trades we took, the trades we didn't take, and what we ended up with. All right, now we started out the day. Let's start out over here on the ES. All right, let me just quickly say right here, we are down 17 ticks on the YM and 4 ticks on the ES. Okay, we started out the day up on both of those, but as we said a few minutes ago, we kept trading for educational purposes. We keep trading in the morning. Now, let me move this over a little bit here. Okay. All right. So here's our first trade of the morning. Okay, this is today, October 5th. We had a lower swing right here. We had a bubble right here. Now, a bubble is when the red bands get outside the black bands. Okay. Price pulled back up to the BBC, which had fallen down outside of the box. We took a short there, and we took a small profit on that. All right, that one went right down to this area down here, this big and important area down here, and it bounced off of that area. Now, once it bounced from that area, we had another opportunity right in here. We had a new bubble, and price pulled up. Now, we did not fill right here. I got my order on too late, and we didn't fill right there, and I kept my order on for a minute until we had this bar right here that made an area right in there. Then I took the order off. Okay, had I filled right there, I probably would have gotten a break even on this trade because it went to plus 1 point. After that, price pulled up. It pulled back up here. You can see the time down here. We're 15 minutes into the day right here. Price pulled up and it was inside the box, and it stayed inside the box. And as we approached the news event this morning, right over here, we didn't have anything going in here. We needed a higher swing right here. If you look to the left, we needed to be about 2 ticks higher on this swing to be able to take that trade. We had a double bottom right here. So we're getting closer and closer to the news event right here. We're inside the box. Right here at the news event, looking at the DOM, those of you who are partners who have been to the meetings, you know how to tell when there's a bias on one side or the other on the bid or the ask. At that point, the orders dried right up. We had 2,000 on one side and 3,000 on the other, or something like that. The orders dried right up. Thank you, Jeff, for pointing that out this morning, by the way. Then the market spiked a little bit. We had a little bit of a spike, and it started to move around. We didn't get any opportunities in here because we were inside the box. We were trying to get into it. We were trying to get long. Over here, we tried to get long, but it didn't pull down far enough to fill us. And then it turned around. We had to take that order off because we needed a higher swing. We got back inside the box here, and it was just difficult this morning with it being inside the box like this. We had another opportunity right here until this bar right here. Then we could draw a trend line down. So there was, it didn't pull down far enough to get us and give us any profit over there. Over here, I actually took this trade. I went short over here, but the bubble wasn't all that discernible, so I got out pretty quickly with a couple of ticks profit. That went down to the target where the target would have been. But moving along here, we didn't have any opportunity at all until right in here. Okay, now this actually wasn't an opportunity because this bubble was used right here on this pullback. Normally this would have been an opportunity if we had another bubble down there, but it wasn't. At this time, we went, in this whole period right here, we didn't have any trading opportunities, but we were doing a recording this morning of some option information, and I'll get into that in a minute. But you can see right here, we did the recording until about 11:15, and I had missed this short trade right here, which would have given me a break even had I taken it. So far every trade was either a break even or a win. But I got into, hang on, the last one that I took was right before the I think it was right before the end. Yeah, I think I went long right in here. Did I go long? No, I didn't take any more from here. I'm sorry. I didn't take any more from here. There was a long trade right here at 11:59 that went for a point and a half. That would have been another break-even trade. I didn't take any over here. The one trade that I did take On the 10K, it was right here, and that lost 8 ticks. So that's what put me from +4 down to -4 on the ES. All right, I did take that one trade there on the 10K. I didn't take this one over here. We did have partners that took this trade, but I did not. That was right before we started the meeting this morning. I mean, not the meeting, but the recording. And I will get into that in just a minute. Now the YM trades. I started off the YM well, and then I had 3 losing trades right in a row right here. 3 little losing trades for 7 ticks each, or one was 8, and 2 were 8, I think, and one was 7. But I started off right here. We had a bearish cross pull back up to the BBC, and I put my target right here at the MA1. It went right down and nailed me right there at the MA1, gave me 14 ticks. I missed this one by a couple of ticks. It should, had I put my order on in time, it would have filled me and it would have given me another 20 ticks right there. I would have been up right here between these 2 trades. I would have been up 34 ticks. As it were, I was only up 14, but here up 34 while I was +4 over there. That would have given me a point here is 50, and 34 over here is 170. Is that right? I think. So that's $220. You know, that would have been $220 a contract. If I were to just be trading on my own and not doing it for educational purposes, I may have just stopped at that point. Over here, we had price pull back down after the bullish cross. It pulled back down to the BBC. I went long. It stopped me out for 7 ticks, I think, or 8 ticks. I was waiting for price then to close back up above it, to show some strength and close back up above it. It did. I went long again, and it stopped me out again. Then the MA1 pulled through the BBC, so I went short right over here, and I didn't have enough risk on, obviously, because it stopped me out for another 7 ticks. That put me down a little bit right there. During the recording that we did this morning, there was this one long opportunity right here. Alright, there was an opportunity to go long right here for another 20 ticks probably. Obviously it's an orange, so I did not take it. For those of you who are here for the first time, any arrows that are orange are trades that set up that I did not take. Arrows that are yellow are trades that I did take. Arrows that cross are losing trades. Right? Arrows that do not cross are either break even or winning trades. So we had a bearish cross right here, and price pulled back up to the BBC. I went short, and it stopped me out for another 7 ticks. So on the morning, I am -4 on the ES and minus, I think, 17 on the YM. Alright. Okay, that's it. That was how things traded this morning for us in the room. I missed a few nice trades, enough to have made us green on the day. You know, so if you were in there and you weren't training, you should have been green on the morning. But that's neither here nor there at this point. Alright, we also went over some options and option trading, and how to bring up an options chain, how to put on an option trade, how to look at strike price, and how to look at calls and nearest and expiration and all that kind of stuff. Through the DT Pro trading platform. We did a recording on that this morning. Bert was kind enough to come in for us and do a half-hour recording for us, and as soon as I can, I will put it out on the Daniels Trading server, and then we'll have a link to it from our members area, and Bert can have a link to it from any place out there as well, on the Daniels Trading website. Now, alright, yesterday on the 30-minute chart at the end of the day, we had a big spike that broke the elbow to the upside. We had a close up above the elbow. This was right at this bar closed actually way up here, but what I wanted to see was this body right here. This is a special kind of paint bar that I have, but I wanted to see this body close up above the elbow extension, and that's when we were looking to get, you know, if you weren't already out of the 1150 puts, you were still up 100% at that time, you still could have gotten out with 100% gain. Now I think you're looking at, you know, probably a 60% gain on them if you're still in the 1150 puts. But we would, at that point, I sent out an email suggesting to look at the 1120 calls. All right. Now the 1120 calls, the 1135, any of these right in here, 1120, 25, 30, and 35, they're all priced pretty close to each other. I was saying the 1120s because at the time they were out of the money, and they were priced at 34, I think. Well, they were 33.75 by 35 is what it was, I think, last night in the in the aftermarket, when you're looking at these options, there's a bigger spread between them, between the bid and the ask. So, on the Globex, there's a bigger spread in there. During the day, there's usually a half a point spread, but at night, it's usually a couple points. Anyway, I was looking at them at about 34. I think I took a screenshot of it when I was looking at them. They dropped down this morning. They were down to as low as 32. We do have a very big and important person who bought the 1135s here at 24 this morning or last night. He put an order in, a limit order in to buy them at 24, and he bought them at 24. They were up over 30 this morning at one point, the 1135s. And the 1120s were up, I think they were up over 40 at one point this morning. So those were the option calls. These are calls, by the way. These are calls, not puts. The puts you should be out of now. If you're not out of them now, you should probably consider getting out of them. We have, you're still profitable because the puts were, I think, $35, I think. 33 bucks. Something like that was 32.75 I think is what the puts were bought at, and now they're at 50. They went all the way up to 90. But that is that. That's what we did this morning. We went over the options. We did a little recording on the options. We went over a bunch. Well, actually, Bert put a bunch of information out there that everybody should know about the options. If you're a partner, you'll be able to get to it through the members area. All right. If you're not a partner, you need to become a partner. While I'm saying this, if you are a partner and you are an active partner, you have to be an active partner to be on the option email list. And if you are an active partner and you want to be on the option email list, send me an email at tech@cfrn.net. That's TECH@cfrn.net. All right, because I accidentally erased the whole email list that I had this morning. And so I need to make a new one, and I'm going to do it through another email server. So if you guys could do that, that would be great. If you've already sent me one, I have it. You don't need to do it again. If you already sent me one today from the morning session, I have it. You don't need to do it again. But if you weren't in the morning session, send me an email, just a quick one-liner that says put me on the list. All right. Now that said, I think I'm going to end the recording here so we can bring David on and move on with the rest of the show. All right. If anybody has any questions, type them in. I'll answer them right now. Okay. If anybody has any questions at all, type them in now. All right. Thank you.